1 and 2 and 3. Hello, nightmare children, our little wolf pups. Welcome to your, yes, we did it, Lupercalia perfume sneak peek. Only on 15 Minutes of Fume! Your mind is blown. His mind is always blown.
It's like this.
Our minds are a little blown because we are this late into February and we have not released the Lupercalia perfumes, which are normally a advance of all this situation. We're doing our best, they're coming soon, and as evidence of that, we would like to present you with the following. The Lupercalia collection 2021 will contain a return to the honey pot. And this, as you may already know because you've existed a while, or you might have surmised because you're very clever, is a group of perfumes with honey as a common component. Whoosh, mind-blowing. When we were bottling perfumes this past week, we got to bottle these, and we stole them. We have all 9 of them. So, we have them here. You don't even know what they are unless you've read the caption of the video that has the whole list with timestamps so that you can jump right to the ones that you care about. Seems kind of hasty, but there might be something that you didn't know that you cared about.
Do you want to hear anything else we have to say?
I mean,
gosh. We told a really good joke.
Yeah. I think they know by now that's not going to happen, but
I don't tell any good jokes.
I only tell bad jokes, but know that this is a good, like a...
Yeah?
This is a rare occasion because typically we're left playing catch-up where we bottle the scents after they're released and then we share about them forthwith. And now we have them early. We're excited. It's an event. We're here ahead of the premiere. I wore shoes, actual shoes.
I didn't.
You could hear my gristle snapping when I showed you. Galen's barefoot. I'm wearing enough shoes for both of us. So,
it's true.
Without further ado, we're just going to dive in. We've got our can of coffee to help refresh the sniffer because all of these have common notes. However, I did check in. The honey note in all of these is not necessarily the same. Our perfumer, Elizabeth Burial, is super crafty, and, you know, a fragrance note isn't just like plug and play. You can't just like drop it in, pop it in with anything else. And sometimes if you want a honey note to go with something else, you have to use a different honey note. So, there are some surprises waiting here, and I'm curious if we'll be able to tell the difference. We may not. And also, I was informed that the honey note for the honey pot this year, the various honey notes that are used are vegan. So if you don't buy certain products because they're not vegan, that doesn't apply in this instance. You can buy them, you can smell them, cruelty-free. Free the bee. So, shall we smell?
So shall we? Cruelty-free. Be the bee.
Be the bee.
Try to rhyme.
I don't think that you should be the bee.
Don't chase me.
The first one that we have to smell is honey, agarwood, OPOPONAX, and leather. Again, I don't have to read off the computer. These are conveniently written on the label. The description of the scent is the name of the scent. They will be able to be found once
you can give it a nickname if you want. You can call it little scratch or whatever. I don't know. It's Monday, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay, so I know from experience that the agarwood note is like a, isn't that like an oud?
I believe so, yes.
It's like some kind of...
It's oud's other name.
Oud's other name. The name
Would an oud by any other name?
Oud dare not speak. Okay, so...
I like this one. I was actually a fan of this.
When we were bottling these, the thought that I had while bottling was that they all struck me, more so than honey pots of yore, they all struck me as very murdery. These are like murderous fragrances. There's this sweet honey note, which is very sort of, you know, trustworthy.
Oh.
And then a lot of the other scents, they're really strangely dark. And then I mentioned this to Elizabeth, and she assured me that she has been feeling extremely murdery lately. and would not be surprised if this had ended up in the, manifesting in the collection. So this one, I mean,
Wow.
all the notes are present and accounted for. It's just like got a really deep, dark, resinous dive to it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of got like a sawtooth edge to it because of the agarwood, which kind of like runs directly counter to the mellowness of the honey, which is kind of nice. There's some like friction. I like a perfume with some conflict, inner conflict, we'll say. The person is definitely going to commit the murder, but they're conflicted about it. That's what I'm getting from this scent.
Lots of dark thoughts swirling around.
And the leather is just kind of humming back there, and it's not like super dominant.
No.
But it's
but
not.
It is there.
It's not there, if you know what I'm saying. So famously, in our minute little world, I don't wear a lot of honey scents. They typically, like, I don't know if I amp the honey or if I just can't. I think what it is the honey note lingers on me a really long time, long after I'm tired of smelling it. But I have worn a couple of these this week and gotten really into it, which might explain the stiletto platforms. So you're safe. I just want you to know.
I was a little panicked.
No.
I was just like, whoa, wait a minute.
I need someone
Am
to drive
I
the
in
getaway
trouble?
car. Yeah.
Don't rely on me to drive the
You can't
getaway
drive.
car. I can't drive.
I need someone to sit in the getaway car with the hazards on
And the
to
radio playing.
assure the parking meter reader that we'll be leaving in a second.
No, definitely not a robber or a murderer. I don't know where this is going.
Yeah. Next up, another one that I bottled is honey, black fig, and olibanum.
Ah.
How about that?
Okay.
So I famously, in the minute world of
your
this series,
famousness. You and your fame.
At this point, it's because I just feel like we've run across so many of the same notes and have repeated ourselves so many times. It's a treat to frequent viewers to get to know what we like and what we dislike.
Right.
Are you more of a Tom? Are you more of a Galen? Are you something else entirely?
If you've been following along with the plot, you know certain things we're really into and things we're really
Exactly.
not into.
We're not that, diverse in our palettes. We like what we like. I love a fig. I think that there was like a looper last year that had a fig, or maybe I'm thinking of the Menage that was like the fig and oak bark and whatever.
I really don't know what you're thinking.
This is definitely that fig. I think that I'm right. I think I'm right. You got the honey, and it's kind of blending with the fig in a really kind of sweet, mellow way. Olibanum is I'm getting like a kind of like a bitter edge underneath, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, kind of
Earthy.
Earthy. Creepy.
Yeah. Would you say that it is a bit murdery?
I would. It's got like I guess I don't really know what
like the
olibanum
sweetness
smells
is
like on its, but it's like a sharp sweetness. It's like kind of a dark.
It's covering up something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, why is that garment bag in the closet so lumpy?
And then you'd be like, actually, why don't you not look in my closet and mind your own business?
Yeah. Please. Wow, that sounded so innocent. Oh my god. People aren't immediately going to go home and start looking at like a, most wanted list, searching for your picture after you say something like that. It's just great. I mean, the ones we've only smelled two, but there's like a kind of an element of warning in them,
Yeah, so far I'm feeling like I'm in danger.
There's like charm, but there's some danger to it. I love that. I love that. Okay, so number 3, honey, black lilies, and gardenia petals. I have never really considered myself to be a gardenia person. Talk about a statement fragrance. And then I realized that over the last while that it has shown up as a kind of a stealth note in several perfumes that I really like and have worn. And then this one I thought like it just sounded on the label like it was going to be too bombastic. And I was delighted when I spilled some and it got on my skin and I wore it and it just took me to heaven. And this is like true. All week I've been thinking like 9 foot tall, big titty vampire goth mom, from Resident Evil
Can't stop
Village.
talking about it.
No, I know. This is it. This is the smell. Maybe that's why I got the high heels. It's like
It
sweet and deep and like chesty, you know? It's just like a really kind of like deep, bombastic, dark floral.
Yes. Definitely has some secrets.
Yeah. Yeah. But like in that dress, there's like no room for any secrets. You know what I'm saying? Like I just found it really haunting.
Very rich and like
yes. If I was smelling this without a list of
seductive.
notes, I might have said chrysanthemum because it has that kind of like earthy vegetal quality. Like, and it's like a super ripeness almost to the point of decay, which I think is so beautiful. But then the honey just kind of keeps it smooth, keeps the party going. But the black lily, that's got to be what it is. It's really interesting.
I am afraid.
Yeah.
Help.
I think if the weather was really hot, this would make me a little crazy. You know, but for spring, there's just something about it that works. Honey is like a kind of a creepy substance when you think about it. You know? Like the more you think about it, the creepier it is. And then there's like you hit like a plateau where you understand enough about honey to where you just accept it and you're like, no, this is just like what humans have been doing as long as there's been civilization. And then you're just like, that's not less creepy.
Sorry, I was thinking about honey.
Honey.
I'm creeped out.
This one is Candyman, 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 Candyman. No, I'm just kidding. It's honey, Bordeaux, and red roses.
Whoa.
Wow.
Someone's getting...
Date night. What were you going to say?
Someone's getting...
Finish that sentence, please.
Blanked.
Someone's getting blanked tonight.
And that could be whatever you think that blank word means.
This is another, like, really just, bold, rich, overflowing scent where, for me, it's like the honey and the wine. Because the roses, it's not like as rose forward as I was expecting. It's in there. It's like the petals are kind of floating in the concoction. You know what I'm saying? It's like a honey, Bordeaux, rose concoction. And the rose petals are just kind of skating around in there, but it's not like a major like rose perfume. Oh, you know, they're technically edible. You can just you know,
the idea of like
take it down.
Equal parts honey and Bordeaux.
I mean,
make this wonderful mixture. It's so gooey.
I mean, what do you prepare for? Like
I'm not
for
prepared.
A lover? You're just not prepared. Period. It's like date night. Didn't prepare anything.
Oh, sorry.
We could order pizza. This is like, I think, classic Lupercalia. It's like everything you expect in like a big, deep, like heady romance. You know, it's weirdly not creepy. Like,
No.
The creepiest thing about it is that it is not as creepy as anything we've smelled so far, which makes me wonder. You know what I'm saying? Because those are the ones you have to watch out for. Honey and wine are two notes that I just generally steer away from.
And yet you're wearing this.
It's just romantic.
It really is.
And I'm really happy because this is the kind of thing where normally there might be like a cocoa or a chocolate element, I think, to like complete the whole set. And I actually really admire the restraint here because just as it is, there's just something like really marvelously fluid about it. It's very sensual. Hint of floral. Just a hint of murder. Just a hint. Like one of those lipsticks
the romance
that you
is definitely outpowering the
take off the
murder.
cap and you like screw the bottom and it's actually a little knife. Maybe that? But it's like, what are you going to do with that, right? So it's like...
Whoa. What are you watching?
Have you not had... You don't...
No,
you can get them on like Amazon, I think.
Don't know about
just
knife
like
lipstick.
Google like lipstick knife. You're welcome. Okay, next up.
Moving on.
Sounds relatively innocent. Honey hard candy. I like that we did like we've had some hard candy stuff coming out recently. I think for of course for Halloween we did with Smut-O-Ween, wasn't there like a lollipop situation?
Indeed.
I'm getting honey, I'm getting hard candy. I'm not really like, I mean, this might be one of those instances where what else is there to say? I smell honey and I smell hard candy.
I do too, from the bottle. I feel like I don't even need to try it on to really know.
Wax paper
Smell
wrapper?
it with you. Wax paper wrapper.
Yeah, it's like the kind where you like like what kind of candy is this even, you know? It's just kind of like a...
It's poisoned.
Oh no. It doesn't smell super poisoned, but it doesn't smell not poisoned. I was worried about this one that it would go in kind of like a Luden's territory. But I have to say, it really does smell like a candy and not like a
cough drop.
Lozenge.
An ailment.
An ailment. Ailment candy.
Ailment candy.
Do you have an ailment candy in your purse?
Get my ailment candies. I'm not feeling well.
Oh my gosh, my ailment candy is like 5 milligrams of THC. We are just cooking right through these. We've got your, I didn't smell this one yet, honey, mahogany, and incense smoke. So we're back in murder territory.
Just covering it up with some incense.
Murder in a church. So far, of the ones
wow.
that we've smelled, this is the least honey dominant one.
Yes. The wood and the smoke seem to be...
It's like, yeah.
This is my favorite one so far.
I mean, it is just very woody and incensey. Like, there's like, it's like a polished wood situation. This is like a really nice church. I can feel the honey coming up underneath, and something tells me, like on my skin in particular, it might be the last man standing. But it just has a real shine to it.
Yeah, I really like the wood and the smoke pairing together. It just has a really nice, like, old building. It does smell like an old church.
The dissonance of the honey with it really just makes me think that it smells like a specific place, and I can't even place it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just such a weird, specific intersection of scent.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I'm
getting
either.
from it. And that wood is like, it's like a kind of like a sour wood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a really dry wood. And the incense, I mean, I don't really know because I didn't blend it at what we're dealing with here. Is it a frankincense? Is it a myrrh? Maybe a little of both? There are so many incenses.
I would say maybe more, you know what do I know? I would lean more towards myrrh than frankincense, though, because frankincense has that kind of particular smell to me, and I'm not getting that in here.
It's not especially murdery. There's nothing in this, like, that, like, reads as, like, super dangerous to me. I mean, most people...
Compared to the Black Lily one.
Most people would really feel automatically endangered just by being in church, which I understand and have been there. But, like, in this case, it's like, I don't know, it doesn't smell like anyone's here, you know.
What a funny thing to say while walking into a church. It doesn't smell like anyone's here.
You would know.
It doesn't smell like anyone's here.
I mean, church ladies wear the perfume, you would know if they're around. But someone lit the incense.
But who?
The honey is boldening.
Isn't so much murder in the church as it is mystery.
Mystery.
In the church.
It is mysterious. Like, the murderess was here. I mean, the honey is kind of, like, growing up underneath it.
The murderess was here.
Like, you open the hymnal and then just bees explode out of it.
I don't like that. Not fun.
Very Clive Barkery.
I just wanted to read this
hymnal. When we were in church, we would just sit and make each other laugh because we would open the hymnal and it would be like, you would add in the bathtub to the end of every song name, flipping through. So it's like, you know, it is well with my soul in the bathtub. You know, Amazing Grace in the bathtub. Like, and then we would just like open the hymnal because we can't talk and then point to the name.
On the mountain in the bathtub.
And you know, like, because of the psychological effects of like repression, this was like deliriously funny and scandalous, and we would be like crying silently with laughter, and until like a grown-up like grabs you by the back of the neck and then just pinches really hard, and then you
just fall asleep.
Then you have to straighten up and fly right, and then you fall asleep instantly. You can chalk it up to the spirit.
It just hit a nerve, so it just like immediately knocked you out.
Okay.
Enough about church. What about the honey perfumes?
Ha! Funny you should ask.
All right.
I'm holding here in my little hand, in my great big hand, honey marzipan. What?
Huh?
Okay, I love marzipan in real life.
And in fake life.
And in all of my fake lives. And in all of my past real lives and my past fake lives.
That is marzipan.
Oh, it's so golden.
Marzipanian.
Marzipanian. I am from the planet Marzipania. Marzipan is one of my favorite things. Will you indulge me in story time for just a moment?
No.
I wanted to learn how to make marzipan because the Italian bakery that I loved in Brooklyn had the most dazzling array of like marzipan pizza slices and marzipan shrimps and marzipan eggplants and just like every possible food remade in marzipan. And I thought, what an incredible pastime. I bet I would be a great marzipan artist. And then I was like, how weird is it going to be basically to populate not just my kitchen, but like the world with like false versions of like nutritious, healthy foods, you know? Like it struck me as there's something like particularly satanic about the marzipan food thing, because it's like the most luscious ripe red apple or tomato or whatever that you've ever seen, and then you cut into it and it's just like the same almond paste dough that like all of it's made of, you know? But it's like weirdly more lustrous than, it's like a simulacrum, you know? And I started to get really creeped out by it and decided that marzipan was of the devil and I should not specialize in it. And now I'm doing this.
Wow. That was the story.
Thanks, Granny Blunt. This is really nice and honey forward, and the marzipan is just like a beautiful supplemental, like it's just kind of like rich and like it's got that like kind of densely packed chewiness to it in a smell, which I mean my like molars are almost feeling it and I'm smelling it.
Right. How does this happen? Why is this happening to me?
It's just really, really just like that wonderful golden blonde of like, you know, marzipan with like a honey shellac.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I don't crave eating it often, but if you put it in front of me, I will clean it out. I will eat all the marzipan. And now I want it. And I will have it.
No matter who you have to murder.
It's not terribly murdery, this scent. It's like, this is like, there's like the vaguest threat in it, like, oh, like you better watch out or one of these days I'll, but like, you know, she's not gonna do it.
I'll slip you some marzipan you'll never forget. Don't test me. And you'd be like, oh wow,
It's like a marzipan knife.
really don't know what you're saying.
Like, I'm just imagining this baker who, like, the angrier she gets, her marzipan creations become more and more, like, kind of passive-aggressive, you know? Like, it starts off by, like, marzipan versions of your least favorite foods and then becomes, like a marzipan hand grenade. All right.
Hand grenade. Made this for you.
I made this for
And
you.
why did you do that?
Oh, I just thought of you the whole time I was making it.
Really helped me complete the project.
So...
It's really mad. Sorry.
There's a beep. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm like, no, maybe I'll wait. Okay, there we go. All right, we're getting down to the last couple of perfumes here. This is Honey, Sweet Orange, and Orange Blossom. We usually go orange or orange blossom. Now we have both. I don't know what to do. I really just don't. I don't know.
Try to stay alive.
I mean, I smelled it and I'm still alive, so not particularly murdery.
This smells like a nice hot spring day.
A nice hot spring day. I'm sure everyone who's not in Southern California can relate.
Like there's, you know, it's like you can smell
the trees
orange
burning,
blossoms on the tree.
you can hear the animals panicking,
shrieking. No, that is not what I mean. I mean, it smells like there's like a fresh floral component from the orange blossom.
It is, and it, you know, it pairs so well with honey because most of you are familiar maybe with orange blossom honey, so that's like a friendly, familiar thing. And then it's like, what if we went full orange?
What if we had some honey with our tea, but also some orange slices with our tea?
And then we put it all in the microwave for 10 minutes.
And then sat outside next to this orange blossom tree. And you maybe forgot where you were.
For me, it's like, I think the orange is like the first, it's like there's a nice juicy or orangey citrus component here that is probably going to be the first thing to go. Because the orange blossom weirdly pairs with the honey so well, and the honey has so much staying power. But it does have like this fresh quality that none of these have really had so far. The church one was the closest to that, and that was more like of an indoor,
wood,
clean, fresh wood situation. This really is like, it has a zing to it. I
Yeah.
wouldn't categorize it as an orange zinger because I believe that infringes on another company's intellectual property. But it is like a really warm, sunny day outside in the springtime.
Isn't that what I said?
It is. It is. I'm confirming what you said.
Oh, okay.
I'm agreeing with you.
Hey now. Wait a minute. That was my pull quote.
It's Eastery.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what it is.
That's it.
Yeah. You know
your
how
Easter bonnet.
your Easter clothes are always like too warm? Again, I mean, we're in LA and I grew up in Arizona, so other people might not be able to relate. They'll be like, I walked to church in 3 feet of snow on Easter. I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Here's this bottle.
Here's my, where's the lid?
It's right there.
Okay. Wow, I bet you're so glad you paid attention for the whole video to these in-depth scent reviews from these people. The last one that we have is honey, tuberose, and vanilla sugar.
Ah.
I did these alphabetically, as approximately as I could do without thinking about it too hard.
Okay.
So this is the last one on the list. This is funny because I think it really pairs well with the orange one in terms of being a sweeter, greener, floral. I'm like beating it into the skin like a powder puff. Oh, it's in there. I like that the vanilla and the honey kind of brings out something playful in the tuberose that I don't normally smell.
Yeah, it does have a playful quality.
It's like probably the greenest of the scents that we've seen so far.
I'd say that.
I'm guessing. I'm just like desperate for validation.
Please agree. Won't you agree?
This has almost like the sugar's kind of leaping off the skin in a way that reminds me of just like powdered sugar, you know?
Yes.
It's just kind of airborne.
I'm smelling like baked goods. Kind of, it's like a.
And at this point, I'm so used to smelling honey in all of these scents. Like, I definitely can smell it. I haven't gotten nose blind, but it almost feels like redundant to comment on.
Right. Obviously, the honey's freaking in there.
Yeah.
It's a honey.
Well, gosh.
Well, gosh. Well, gosh. Of course. Need I say more?
What are you trying to say?
Yeah, I like this. It reminds me of like a nice pastry. I know I already said that, but that's really what it reminds me of. Like a pastry outdoors.
Smelling it side by side with the orange, I can confirm that they're, different, but like of alike in terms of the sort of setting, the world that we're building here, this honey world that we're trapped in.
The honey world. No.
It's just one collection. It's
Honey World. It's part of the Westworld.
Honey World. Oh no, I don't want to go to Honey
everything
World.
Is sticky.
All the robotic bees. Everything is sticky. It's
Honey World.
Let
me just grab that for you. Yeah.
It really coats your throat.
Oh. Does anyone have a rag?
The rag is sticky.
Help. The rag is. Nothing in this town is clean.
You want to revisit some spots on the arms and see if there is anything that stands out to you?
Yes. Honey World's bright spots.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
So, okay. Not to
That one was
beat a drum excessively, but the black lilies and gardenia petals, it's just like such a statement. It's so unmistakable. I can pick it out on the skin. I put on probably more of it than I did of the others because I know that I love it. But the fig one it's also just like popping right out at me. But the gardenia one really is.
I really like that. Yeah, the black lily gardenia one.
I just like the surprise of it because I never ever would have picked this out to wear.
It just has a really dark richness to it that is actually very surprising. And then like smelling it once just makes you go like, wait a minute, no, I gotta smell that again. Like,
yeah.
What was that?
Right.
It has like some thick mystery to it.
It's very elegant. It's
Yes.
just like a rich, elegant lady, And like it's like by the time you can smell her, you're already too close. And yet when you smell that, you're like, I actually want to go closer.
Right. Really fascinating.
Which makes it much easier for her to kill you.
And she'll do it with a smile, just like very casually. I also really like the mahogany and incense smoke one. That one's the black lily and gardenia and mahogany and incense smoke are
Mahogany.
Sorry, my brain.
Gesundheit.
I'm just kind of like piecing the words together. Okay.
We've got a real word cloud going. I wish that we could just visualize and pull from it.
It sucks though because all the words are stuck in honey, so it's
they're
like
all
everything
sticky.
is just like oh god, hold that.
So this has been one little bitty piece of the Lupercalia release, which we're hoping is going to come out this week. Very happy to be able to sort of preview and dither our way through it with you. Mm-hmm. And also, please don't forget, we sent out an email today. We released 3 new perfumes benefiting Texas food bank charities to help dig people out of the horrible catastrophe that's been going on there in the past week. We know that those charities are going to be really strapped in the weeks to come as a result of the high demand. So there's like dumpsters,
some noise next to it
being dragged around.
Ignore it.
So when we release the Lupercalia scents, please just go back and look at those Texas fundraiser scents and consider throwing one of those on the pile, because the proceeds for those go to a very good urgent cause. The lab went ahead and donated in anticipation of the orders just to like get things moving, but we want to hopefully keep that rolling in the weeks and months ahead. So that's my news flash. Anything to add? I guess not. So until next time.